We're doing a USDA Choice Flank Steak with mashed Yukon Gold potatoes and a Cabernet Jus mushroom. So for our side dish tonight, we have Yukon Gold potatoes. And now all I did was simply cut them in half, throw them in a cold pot of water, and salt the shit out of that pot of water. The reason for that is, well, when they come out, you don't need to add that much salt to them. And actually what I did is I took 4 cloves of garlic, 5 cloves, whatever you feel like. Take them, crush, pop a clove of garlic off, like that. Crush it either with a knife or with your hand, okay? Just like that. And crush it. Pop her on in your water. A lot of people don't know that. Cooking about a 1 pound flank steak, which not too many people know about if you're just the lay cook. But what we want to do here is open it up and let it come to almost room temperature. If we put a cold steak on immediately, it would be very hard to come to your medium rare or medium temperature because it's still cold in the middle. We want to bring it to room temperature for a little while. It's coming to room temperature, and while it's coming to room temperature, we want to season it. We want to give it all the flavor that's gonna come out during the cooking. So we got our kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper. We want to pat it in there. We want to get it in there. It's gonna fall off if we just, so you want to get it in there. Put your finger on it, you know. Give it some love. We've got our salt and pepper on both sides. We're gonna put a little fresh herb on this. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be fresh. It can be dried, whatever. Now we don't want to overpower our food. We want to simply complement the flavor of the beef. Rosemary is a very robust herb. It's very pungent. So you want to be sort of, you know, you want to be sort of small on it. You don't want to give too much rosemary, but at the same time, you want to give it a little flavor. So a little bit of this fresh rosemary. I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top. Since we don't want the fresh garlic to burn when we're searing it, I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder on because my girlfriend Tiffany loves garlic. 2 parts Cabernet red wine to 1 part beef broth. And this is going to give our mushrooms a nice and delicious, sort of a rich topping to go over our steak. If you don't hear a sizzle, you're not doing something right. So right now we're browning the steak. We're going to finish cooking it in the oven. So brown food tastes good, #1 rule. Right now we're looking for some color. So we're going to start to give a little peek, see? And we got a little bit of color, but not enough. See that? Brown. Good looking steak, eh? Throw it in the preheated oven, 300, 350, whatever you feel like.
How much?
300, 350, whatever you feel like. Now you have a nice hot pan with the beautiful brown bits. Now, some people say, oh, wash it out, it's dirty. No, it's not dirty, it's flavor. Going with a little bit of butter. I'm gonna go ahead and trim down this onion. We're gonna take off the top. So we leave the root end on. We trim the side off. Put it right here. We're gonna go in half. Now in half, we're able to take the skins off. Okay, now as you look at this, you don't see a whole lot of moisture in the pan, which could be a problem. So what you want to do? A little bit more butter. Now you don't want to add salt yet.
Why not?
Because it'll draw out the moisture of the mushrooms too quickly. And they'll dry up. So you want to wait till the mushrooms brown before you add salt. A bit more olive oil spray. Whatever you have. If you have olive oil, if you have whatever. Canola oil will be fine. When you see a little bit of color start to come on the mushrooms, boom. Get right in with salt and pepper. Real simple. We're going to get super, super hot, and then we're going to deglaze. Deglaze means See all those brown bits of goodness on the pan from the meat and the mushrooms and the onions? We want to get all that off and put it into our sauce. Now we want to reduce this down into a sauce. You can start to smell it. 2 parts wine, preferably a sweet wine such as port or Cabernet, that's fine. Maybe you can put a little sugar in your Cabernet, that's fine. To 1 part beef broth or au jus. See how it starts to candy? Come that nice golden brown red color. Okay, and deglaze. The wine that we put in here is a little acidic, so to balance that out, we want to throw a healthy dose or pinch of sugar. When you go like that, and it slowly comes back up, it's medium rare. This is what you want, the color. You're looking for the color, the deep ruby red, violet. Some butter, and some basil. You want to julienne the basil, chiffonade, whatever you like. Julienne means long, thin strips. You throw that in. That's what life is all about right there. Bring these to a boil. Our steak has just come from the oven, but we need to let it rest, because if we cut it right now, all the juice, the delicious gorgeousness of the meat will fall right onto the cutting board. If you want your deliciousness to be on the cutting board, as soon as it comes out of the oven, just start cutting it. But I love my deliciousness to stay in my steak. We're looking for fork tender. If we put a knife in them, the knife is already sharp. So people are like, oh, just put a knife in them. Well, the knife is going to cut through anything because it's sharp. So you want to do fork tender, okay? That's going to show you whether you're done or not. So, you want to be able to go through without any pressure. Now I had to put a decent amount of pressure in, so they're not done. So, whatever. A few more minutes. Do your thing. Now the steak. You want to cut against the grain of the steak so that it'll stay tender and juicy. See how the grain runs this way? If I were to cut this way, the way of the grain, the juice would come right out. Look at that. Ooh. Now, that's not necessarily too rare. That's not too done. That is the way you want your steak cooked. The flank is going to be similar to the skirt steak. It's going to come right to the underbelly of the cow. Okay? And it's also called a hanger steak sometimes, which is a skirt steak, but it's the same general area. And it's a unique flavoring of fat and lean. So it's one of the most delicious steaks that people rarely get. It's cheaper. There you go. You don't get too much gristle. There's no, I can't even eat that. It's moist, juicy, delicious. It's $7.99 a pound as opposed to $14.99 a pound.
It's going to be a better potato if the liquid going in is warm.
So me, I always like a little cheese in my potatoes. This isn't like a mix.
What went into these mashed potatoes?
Just garlic, salt, pepper, and cream.
How much cream? Like milk?
Well, just half and half. Like if you have half and half, put half and half. If you have skim milk, put skim milk. It's whatever you got. It's not about going out and spending more money. It's about using what you have. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. It's the most authentic Parmesan cheese. It's straight out of Italy, and it is amazing. There's no substitute for true Parmigiano Reggiano. Once you're down to the rind of this, and you always know it's Parmigiano Reggiano by the rind. You see right here it says Reggiano, which is the end of Parmigiano Reggiano. And when you're done, when it comes down to the rind and you can't use the rind, you want to put it in a soup like minestrone or an Italian soup, and it infuses the flavor of the Parmesan, and then you can finally throw it away. This is Kyle's Kitchen signing off. See ya.